This is Master Your Mindset with Coach Mark.
Hey guys, what is going on, my people, and welcome back to another Monday episode. Today has been one of those days. I think this is like the 10th time I'm doing this podcast, but it's an important one, so I'm going to stick to it. All right, so guys, today what I'm going to be talking about is I'm going to share with you guys the three greatest leadership lessons that I learned the hard way. Not because your journey has to follow mine, but because maybe something that I've struggled with is something that you're going through right now that I'll be able to help you through that process. But then also, no matter what it is you're going through, I want to offer you a little bit of hope, because no matter what, when you get through this thing, you're actually going to be able to use that to inspire other people in the future, even if it doesn't feel like that's the case right now, okay? So that being said, today should be a shorter episode, but I want to dive into these three huge lessons, okay? Lesson number one, leadership is so much mindset, even though no one wants to hear it, including me. Let me tell you, being the leadership or being the mindset guy, I don't even like to be told, hey, you really need to improve your mindset. You really need to think about this a little different. And I really feel that that when it comes to mindset is something that I struggle with for a long time. That's kind of the reason, believe it or not, why I put together this podcast, is because I know it's such an important part of the process, but sometimes it's hard to hear. I don't know if it's the ego speaking or what it is, but a lot of times when I do hear things that are hard to hear, it helps me realize that maybe I need to hear this the most. And that's why, for me, I struggled a lot with thinking that leadership was not about mindset. Losing weight was not about mindset. Becoming a better father was not about mindset, but it was all about mindset. Everything flows through your mind. Everything flows through the perspective that you take, right? And when you realize that that is such a big part of it, you realize why you can sometimes talk yourself out of doing things. You can sometimes talk yourself into reacting or overreacting or doing things that are not in congruence with what you want to achieve. And that's because the mindset. That's because it's very easy for us to get off track. You probably heard that people say, you get up on the wrong side of the bed. And the reason why is because when you start off a day or you start off whatever with some positive things happening, it just seems like when everything's falling into alignment, that even the smallest thing, even the biggest thing doesn't even register on the radar, right? But when a small thing really starts to take off, and then before you know it, even the small things just crawl, get under your skin, right? That's because we are heading down that path of really allowing the outside world to really control what's going on inside of here. So the first hardest tip that I had to learn was that leadership is mindset. And so is that thing that you're trying to achieve. So is that thing that you're trying to overcome. Whether it's leadership, whether it's business, whatever it is, a lot of it is mindset. Number two is you are always leading someone. I hear people all the time, whether they don't think they're a leader at work, they don't think they're a leader in business, they don't think they're a leader at home. And here's the thing, there's people all over who are watching you. Even when you're walking on the street, there's people that you're leading. You are literally modeling the behavior, right? But then also you have people at work. You have people who are called our kids, right? Who are watching what it is that we're doing. We have spouses, we have significant others, right? But the one person that we always have and we're always leading is ourselves. This is one thing that I didn't realize was going to be the case. When I was able to start developing myself into a better leader, it got me to be able to lead myself well. One of the things that I realized is that when I was literally getting even more effective at leading myself, it actually felt like I earned the right to lead others. It was so much easier to explain situations to them, to get to really empathize with people with where they're at if I had personally been there and I was able to lead myself through that. Because if I can lead myself through it, I could definitely lead other people. And it's the reason why I wrote my book, Mastering Your Life Through Self-Coaching, is because I really feel that when we become a master at it and we get the ability of really leading ourselves effectively, we get to lead everybody else effectively. And the reverse is true too. When we start to learn the skills to lead other people, it actually helps us lead ourselves if we're living in integrity, all right? So the second greatest leadership lesson was that I am always leading someone. You're always a leader. I know so many times I hear people talking themselves out of the fact that they're leading people. You always are a leader. You're at least leading yourself. And to me, I think that's the most important person of all. Okay, number three, Told you this is going to be fast, all right? The third leadership lesson that I learned the hard way was once you have the mindset, it's time to develop your skills. Once you have the mindset, it's time to develop your skills. Here's the thing. I've been a mindset coach for a long time. And what we tend to do a little bit too much as a mindset coach is we talk all mindset. We talk about like, oh, you can do it. Just keep going. Be consistent. You're going to be able to do this. You've got this. I believe in you, which is great. But if you have no idea the skills that it takes to actually do those things, to actually lead, to actually lose weight, to actually play baseball, to actually, like, if you don't have those skills, no amount of like talking positively to somebody or even reframing things is going to get you to elevate yourself any further. That's why it's a mixture of both tactics and mindset, right? It's the skills and the mindset and finding that middle ground. Now, when I say develop skills, I don't mean just doing the shotgun method, which is like listening to any podcast that comes on, reading any book that your friend says to read, listening to any video that you come across. No, I mean specifically figuring out what you need to learn. Let's say you want to learn leadership. For me, one of the things that I've been talking about a lot is I've been putting together a new course for leaders, people who want to become an influential leader. What an influential leader is it's somebody who's like has earned the right to lead others, but they don't just do that for work or for business. They also do that at home, and they also do that for themselves. And they are doing it from this place of like a place of knowing, because they really do understand the skills of effectively leading people. There's 9 different skills that I teach inside of the program. But these skills are very specific to different areas of leadership, because just saying you want to become a better leader, like, what does that mean, right? Just saying that you want to become better in business, like, what does that mean? I mean, are you talking marketing? Are you talking about sales? Are you talking about communication? Are you talking about like attracting people? Like, what is it that you're talking about? And so when you get into that umbrella of even leadership, there's some specific skills that you want to figure out. How do I become better at that? And it's not one of those things where you just become better at it and you move on to another skill. It's this constant development mode. Now, I would highly suggest that as a leader, you focus on your strengths. There's some things that you do that most people are like, man, that's so hard to do that. But to you, it's just a normal thing that you typically do and you enjoy doing it. I would highly suggest you spend your time there, but also try to find some of those different things that may be lifting up your leadership lid a little bit when you're able to develop those skills. One of those things, for example, was videos or podcasts for me. When I first started, it was terrible. I had no skills. I had never tried it. I didn't even know what mindset was back there then, and I could talk myself out of trying any of that stuff. Who's going to listen to me? And I remember the first time I did the video, it was terrible. But it was one of those things that I didn't have any skills. Number one is because I had never tried it before. But number two is I didn't even know that it was a skill that I was going to be able to develop. And by doing it, it actually was like not only doing it, but actually I became a part of a course. I learned, it was called the Video Traffic Academy. It was like so long ago. But I learned the skills of effectively communicating over a video. And by learning those skills, I was like, wow, I'm actually good at this. This is something that I can do, not because I thought I was good at it, but because other people started to tell me about it, especially about my energy. They're like, I don't know what happened, but you have a ton of energy. And I didn't have that before. It was something that I had to develop, but I had to even try it in order for me to start to be more effective at it. And that's why number 3 was me actually not just figuring out that I wanted to develop skills, but figuring out and laser focusing on what specific skills I needed to learn. Now that leads me into this last point. This is going to be a bonus tip because this is for people who do want to elevate their leadership. If you're looking for a way to elevate your leadership so you can have the confidence and develop the skills that you can, in any situation, know that you can actually help somebody not only achieve their goals, but just really get out there and lead from the front and create leaders of leaders. That's what I'm going to be doing inside of our brand new course. Now, I have a video that I put together for you guys, which teaches the beginning stages of becoming an influential leader. If you sign up for the waiting list for my program, which is going to be called the Ideal Leader Blueprint, you can do so at mindsetwithmark.com/leader, mindsetwithmark.com/leader, so that you can see if these are the skills that you would like to develop. We're going to be developing skills to really help you lead effectively when it comes to being professionally, leading yourself, and then leading your family. And if those are things that you want to learn to develop, you can learn a little bit more after you watch that video on the waiting list, and I will give you those details so that you can effectively learn how to lead others. All right. Let's end with this quote, all right? The quote for today is, everything rises and falls on leadership. So take that responsibility seriously. Everything rises and falls on leadership, so take that responsibility seriously. I know you guys do. I appreciate you for continuing to show up, for continuing to learn the skills, for continuing to dive into mindset, for you continuing to do the hard things when the world needs it the most. And I am watching and I'm seeing you do that. But if you'd like to speed up that process, if you're looking to develop those skills in that area, I would love to do that with you. Definitely sign up for the waiting list, and I'll break those details down for you inside of the email that I send you, okay? All right, guys, I greatly appreciate you. Like I always say, you guys have an incredible week. Stay safe out there, and I'll see you on Thursday. Bye, everybody.